nowadays it's always a grab and go, right? You're going to McDonald's, you're going to Burger King, you want somewhere you're grabbing and going. But the food I cook is like it's healthy, it's heavy, you know what I'm saying? It's greasy, it's fat, it's just all that. But for the most part, I want you to sit down and be able to enjoy it with your family and friends. Not get up and be such a hurry to go. You know what I mean? Just sit there, absolutely. Conversate, talk about life, whatever. You know what I mean? But just have that moment to just sit there, eat together as a family.
Hi, welcome to C Notes. Our topic for today is have your cake and eat it too. I think that cliche really gets lost in I'll say translation, because a lot of people say you can't have your cake and eat it too, but what are you supposed to do with it? And I think today's guest really embodies having your cake and eating it too. And I also think it really contributes to a community. But we're gonna get all into that today with our guest Andrew Scales. So Andrew, can you can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do today?
Yeah, was born and raised on the southeast side of South Bend. Went to Raleigh High School, graduated 2002. From there, went to college for a couple of years, ended up having a kid, and from there, we're just trying to balance life and figure it out. Just trying to figure out life, you know. Came back in, survival mode as far as having a kid. It's like, all right, what I'm gonna do, kind of left college, so it's like, I gotta make some money, I gotta do something, you know what I mean? For the most part, our lifestyle in the direction we usually go in, it's a whole different direction that I didn't want to go in, and after a while, that kind of got old, you know what I mean? And not just old, risky, you know what I'm saying? Chances, you already got a child, so it's like, yeah, man, I gotta move different, gotta figure it out. COVID happened. Cousin like, man, you should cook. I always used to post stuff on social media, like that looked like it came out of five-star hotel or some restaurant or whatever. I'm like, I don't know about, people be funny, right? When it comes to getting your food, I don't know if I want to do it, but man, I did it and it just took off. Yeah.
So that's what Southern Aroma.
That's what Southern Aroma is. Yeah. My grandparents and them are from the South, so everything I do is completely from scratch. There's no box, nothing over here.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And you mentioned a little bit about, like, I'm not gonna say struggle, but just not following what I'll say is thinking inside the box and just really following what I'll say the norm is and trying to make money and things like that. And I know you said you didn't want to take that risk, and that's what really got you into cooking.
Yeah. Believe it or not, it coincide with each other. So I thought about, okay, food. If I get out here, I'm selling plates for this price. It's kind of like the streets, right? It's like, all right, I can sell a bag for this, then I can do these dinners like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once I picked that concept up, I'm the big, because it's still business, right?
Yeah.
Even in the streets.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So I just took that concept and just took it to business, applied that, and just grind it. Just keep grinding. Just, build your bag and...
That's what I get, or that's what I mean when I say having your cake and eat it too. Like, you getting the funds, you having this career, you have this business without the risk. Like, so now you get to reap your rewards. And that's what that cliche really gets at. So, I've been having a lot of males on this show. And I always ask about, black men in therapy, mental health.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm all for therapy for sure. Sometimes talking to your friends ain't enough, you know what I mean? And you don't know how you being judged into, I don't want to say talk to a complete stranger, but therapist at the time is until you get to know one. So I'm all for it. I think it's a great thing, and I think more of our black men should. Absolutely.
I know, and you mentioned like having a child in college and then having to leave that. Did you struggle with any like mental health issues, like trying to figure out like, dang, I'm leaving this behind? In a sense, you leaving your childhood behind.
Yeah.
Because our brain's not fully developed until we're 26. So, like, literally having to leave childhood behind to figure it out.
Yeah. It wasn't as hard, of course, because my family, like, real strong family. So it's a lot of good support and stuff there. But again, you want to be your own man, right? Your own person, have your own identity. You kind of want to figure things out on your own and not go to them. If it's necessary for the help,
Yeah.
to go to them. But as a man, figuring out, that's what we gonna do. We gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A relationship, y'all might tell us, no, I don't want you to do that, but we gonna try to figure it out.
Yeah,
That might be
yeah.
something y'all don't want. We gonna try to figure it out.
No, I think you mentioned support a lot, like not only with your family, maybe it was with your family too and friends, even telling you should start this cooking business and things like that. I think surrounding yourself with positive people and people who influence you is important. And the lady who owns this space, we talked earlier about this cliche, and she mentioned, and we were talking about how having your cake and eating it too, like really making that cake with your support system, having your support system and being able to, I guess, share it with the people around you. And I don't know, what's your thoughts on community support and things like that?
Thoughts big. The biggest thing I learned is you can't do it by yourself. So networking, rubbing shoulders, you know what I'm saying? Going to the little seminars, little events that they have around here, building relationships is gonna help. Cause you never know who's watching and who sees what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? So to me, community support, networking is probably the biggest thing I would say to do if you starting a business. Like rub some shoulders, get to know some people, cause doors will open up.
Yeah, I agree. Further flock together.
Yeah, absolutely.
But making sure it's positive people and people whose values
Yes.
and morals align with yours, which it seems like it is, because my whole concept of this season is mind control, and I talk about making sure you surround yourself with people who are not, I'll say, feeding into that mind control in terms of, because even, I know it wasn't fully your idea, but you thinking like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna give this cooking thing a try.
Yeah.
Somebody in your corner could have been like, you sure about that? I don't know if that's gonna make money, but being around people like, yeah, you need to do that. Your cooking quality comes like, you like a 5-star, like you said.
Yeah, it's crazy you said for a very long time. Like I said, even being in the streets, I had a couple cousins who was like, no, cooking, like that's it, that's your millions, that's where.
Yeah.
But I was making so much money in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like, man, cooking, it's all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I got to that point to where I was tired of it, but it all started making sense. Like, dang, you right. Like, this is it. So I started seeing the vision and what they were seeing before I was seeing it.
Yeah.
And once I started seeing it, I'm like, oh no, I think this could really work.
That's good. That's good, because it was more so you in your own way versus the people you were around.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, it's music therapy. Is there a song that you feel like inspires you or motivates you on a daily to keep you going?
I could tell you one song that stuck with me, and Marvin Sapp, Never Would Have Made It.
Never would have made it. Never could have made it without you.
My mother
I would have
passed away back in
lost it all.
2019 from cancer. The last time I cooked was for Mother's Day. So I didn't cook for almost 6 months, just grieving and stuff like that. And that was a song I listened to every morning. And I was like, man, you know what? I just got to I got to keep going, you know what I mean? Because you'd be tired and just like, I don't know if I could do it, And that song really, every morning I listen to it. It just get me going to just make my day and just, that know that my mom is just looking down. So that's it. Marvin Sapp, Never Would Have Made It.
I love that. Well, since you mentioned that, like, how have you managed grief? And I know grief is a lifelong journey too, same with healing, and but how do you manage your grief?
You know what? I think it's a day-to-day basis. Like, it never gets easy, but I think as days, weeks, months go by, it's just easier to handle or to deal with.
Yeah. Do you think the passing of your mother, because I feel like a lot of people who I encounter who lost somebody, especially a parent or somebody super close to them, they go down one or two paths, and I talk about this a lot because a lot of people don't know this, but some people go down this post-traumatic, I'll say, stress disorder, and they really fall into deep depression and then turn to different vices, and then some people experience post-traumatic growth, and they really start to appreciate life and start doing stuff,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, we know each other and things like that, but it seems like you really, I feel like you experienced post-traumatic growth. It seemed like you've really been doing a lot, especially not only for yourself, but for the community.
Yes.
How do you feel, or what do you think about that concept?
I mean, I guess you might be right. It might be the growth. I could definitely can tell it's growth. Especially because like even with social media, it's someone always looking to attack you, right? You know what I mean? And it's like when you're trying to carry yourself in such a graceful manner, and like you got other people looking at you. You just got to move different. You can't get sucked in. So it's to the point to where it's like I had to bite my tongue in a lot of situations. I didn't want to bite my tongue.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? But when I did though, friends, family, everybody came. I didn't have to say anything. You know what I'm saying? I had to sit back and I was cool. Like, they actually was the voice for me. So I didn't have to speak out and say nothing. So, yeah.
And I think that also speaks on the quality of character you are, because I think I had this conversation with the director, videographer, D earlier, and we talked about, I think even in my business, a lot of times quality speaks volume.
Yes.
And that not only the quality of services that you produce, or the quality of service, or the quality of the products, but the quality of the person. Like, you don't have to do any talking. Like, I don't promote, I didn't promote my private practice or anything like that. A lot of people came to me by word of mouth because they believe in what I'm doing, and I feel like that's something else so that you just described. So yeah, I think you definitely experienced
that is my number one advertisement, word of mouth. And I do a lot of posting and marketing, but not like that. It's mostly word of mouth. So anyone who comes to me on a catering service is mostly word of mouth. Like, I heard your food is amazing. Like, some people don't think I'm cooking the food. They think I got somebody grandma tied up in the kitchen somewhere. You know what I'm saying? No, my grandma ate, I am the grandma. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of experience. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It definitely is soulful. I was able to try it last year. All Star. Yeah, it was really good. I think
That was light. That was a little breakfast.
but it was still good. It was good. No, I think that's amazing though. Grandpa's cook too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, they definitely.
No, I think it's really great though that you're bringing this. Your food brings people together.
Absolutely.
On all occasions.
And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, with the food in Southern Rum, like nowadays it's always a grab and go, right? Like you're going to McDonald's, you're going to Burger King, you're going somewhere, you're grabbing and going. But the food I cook is like it's healthy, it's heavy, you know what I'm saying? It's greasy, it's fat, it's just all that. But for the most part, I want you to sit down and be able to enjoy it with your family and friends. Not get up and be such a hurry to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just sit there. Absolutely. Conversate, talk about life, whatever. You know what I mean? But just have that moment to just sit there, eat together as a family, because a lot of the traditional things have changed, especially since COVID happened. You know what I mean? Like Thanksgiving don't seem the same, right?
Yep.
Christmas and all those other holidays really just don't seem the same. But food, for some reason, seems always to bring people together.
Yeah, I think a lot of during COVID, it did create a lot of isolation.
Yeah.
It was already happening, but it just enforced it even further. I wanted to ask about that because I think in the healing and growing process, even though you had a good support system, because I want people to really know about this letting go, and sometimes you do have to isolate yourself from certain people. Even being like you saying, like somebody trying to call you out and stuff like that, but sometimes you do have to isolate and let go, and it's hard to not fall.
Absolutely.
Fall back into that lifestyle that you used to live. So how do you deal with that?
Man, I've learned that even dealing with people, you do them by seasons. You know what I'm saying? Some people are not there for a full season. Some people might be. And you can't take everybody to the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm one of those people, I give people chance after chance after chance. But also doing that, I know it hindered me and was keeping me in a place to where I was able to elevate. But once I did, man, I just,
You have to separate.
Yeah, you got to.
Elevate.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think it's really great and amazing, the work that you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do. I saw you had booked your first international. So you international chef.
Hey man, that was
international chef.
that was fun. That was actually fun. Very humbling experience going out there. Even just learning their food And traditionally, the way they do things, like, so the way we jerk chicken over here ain't the way they jerk chicken over there. You know what I mean? But also too,
It was Jamaica. The audience
yeah,
didn't
it's
know,
just.
but yeah.
I mean, a lot of people still without electric water, so it's
Yeah.
very humbling.
Yeah,
It makes
is.
you.
Going out the country definitely.
Yeah,
humbles
it-
you. And appreciate what you have.
Absolutely.
Even more, which I feel like appreciation and I'll say accountability has been a theme this season. But yeah, appreciating what you have and not wanting more and more. That's greed.
Yeah.
Keeps us like not being in a good place mentally and not working together.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's good that you even said that because yeah, every time I go out the country, I love it. The culture,
absolutely.
because they appreciate the simple things.
Oh yeah,
It's a simple life, you know.
and they're nice people though too. They're very
are,
nice,
yeah,
very nice people.
Yeah,
Very nice people.
yeah. Any other international?
Oh man, I gotta just have to wait to see what comes, you know. But I'm ready though, you know. So they want to book me for an international trip. I'm here. I'm here for it all.
Okay. So, is there anything that you want to leave with the audience and a message that you want to, send to the world?
Me, man, just don't never give up. You know, I know your situation, your yesterday's situation don't have to be your today's situation. You know what I'm saying? So with that, just don't give up, and whatever your beliefs are, whether in God or whatever, just keep your head up and just keep it moving. That's it.
Yeah, I like that. I really do. Oh yeah, and I didn't really get to ask you about what you think about that saying, having your cake and eating it too.
I like that saying. It can mean several different things, but I'll tell you,
I know it.
I like that.
Yeah, because I feel like why not enjoy the fruits of your labor?
Absolutely.
It takes time to bake a cake, you know?
It does. I'm no cake baker.
No, but you really put a lot into your
Yeah,
business.
absolutely.
And it shows. And, a lot of people think that stuff is going to happen overnight.
Not at all.
It doesn't. It
Not-
takes time. It takes progress. And you just, like you said, you can't give up
Yeah, absolutely.
if you're really passionate about it, too. And then I feel like this may be your purpose.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You got to have passion and purpose behind what you're doing. And that's what's going to,
It is, and a lot of people see me, and it's like it seemed like it happened overnight, but like it's a lot of blood, sweat, a lot of grinding. You know what I'm saying?
and it's still an everyday journey.
Man, listen, absolutely dealing with food, people just wanting to have great customer service and having to figure out pricing, inflation, and all that. It becomes a headache. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just about figuring it out and making the people happy.
Yeah, I like that. I like ending on that note, making people happy. Service to others is the rent we pay for the privilege of living on this earth. That's what I say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you tuning or joining as a guest. I think a lot of people can resonate to your experience. A lot of people have kids young and they go down a path that's not, I'll say that's risky.
Yeah.
And you finding a way to have your cake and eat it too.
That part right there.
Okay, but thank you so much for tuning in to C Notes. I'll see you guys next week.